The scream tore through the canyon like a gunshot, sharp and sudden, echoing off red stone walls that had seen too much suffering to care. Dust hung in the air, the sun pressed down without mercy, and on the ground lay a biker's daughter with her leg already turning dark and swollen. A rattlesnake coiled nearby like a warning the desert never bothered to repeat twice. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, in the idea that even the most broken people can still do something beautiful, take a second right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this only live if we keep them alive together. The boy who dropped to his knees beside her wasn't supposed to be a hero. He was a homeless teen, skin burned by the sun, clothes stiff with dirt and sweat, the kind of kid people cross the street to avoid. He had been sleeping under a collapsed rock shelf not far from the trail, surviving on scraps and bottled water left behind by careless hikers. Life had taught him early that no one was coming to save him, so when he saw the girl fall, clutching her leg as the snake slithered away, instinct moved him before fear could stop him. He knew what a bite meant out here. He had seen it once before, years back, when a man didn't make it because help was too far away. The girl's face was pale, her breathing shallow, and purple bruising bloomed fast along her calf like ink spreading in water. The boy didn't have a phone, he didn't have a car, he didn't even have shoes that fit right. But he had something else, something the streets had forced into him early, the ability to act when everyone else froze. He tore a strip from his already ruined shirt and tied it above the wound, hands shaking but steady enough to get the knot tight. The desert was quiet again, too quiet, the kind of silence that makes every second feel heavier than the last. He leaned in, ignoring the copper taste that filled his mouth, and did the only thing he knew how to do. It wasn't brave in his mind, it was necessary. Survival wasn't a concept to him. It was a daily routine. The girl watched him with wide, frightened eyes, her backpack half open beside her, dust clinging to her skin. She didn't know who he was, only that this stranger smelled like sweat and hardship, and wasn't running away. Each second stretched, the sun burning his neck, the venom bitter and sharp as he spat and went back again, praying silently that it would be enough. What he didn't know was who she was either. He didn't know she was the daughter of a biker whose name carried weight like a storm cloud. He didn't know that a group of motorcycles was already roaring through the canyon road, searching for her after she had gone ahead alone. All he knew was that her leg was swelling less now, her breathing slowing, and that meant maybe, just maybe, she'd live. The sound hit him first, low and thunderous, rolling through the canyon floor. Engines. Not one or two, but many. The ground seemed to vibrate under his knees as the bikes appeared between the rocks, leather and chrome cutting through the desert like something out of a nightmare. The boy froze. He had learned what groups like that usually meant for someone like him. Trouble, judgment, pain that no one would care enough to explain later. They surrounded them in seconds, boots hitting the dirt, shadows falling long and heavy. The girl was barely conscious now, her head lolling as hands reached for her. The boy backed away slowly, heart pounding so hard it hurt, his mouth still tasting of venom and blood. He expected shouting, he expected fists, he expected the worst, because the worst was what he usually got. Instead, something unexpected happened. The men saw the tourniquet. They saw the bruising already fading at the edges. They saw the boy's torn shirt, his cracked lips, his eyes full of fear and stubborn resolve, and they understood. Not all at once, not easily, but enough. The ride to help was fast and chaotic, the girl cradled carefully, the boy clinging to the back of a bike because no one told him not to. Wind tore at his face, tears mixing with dust, exhaustion finally catching up to him now that the danger had shifted. For the first time in years, he wasn't invisible. He was seen. And that terrified him more than being ignored ever had. She survived. That was the miracle. The doctor said time mattered, that without what the boy had done, the story would have ended very differently. Word spread quietly, not in headlines but in actions. A shower, clean clothes, A hot meal eaten slowly because his stomach wasn't used to kindness. Someone asking his name and waiting for the answer. The biker father didn't say much. He didn't need to. Gratitude lived in the way the boy was treated afterward, in the way doors opened instead of slammed shut. A place to stay, help with school, a chance to be more than the worst day of his life. The boy struggled with it at first. Trust doesn't come easy when the world has taught you it's a trick. But little by little things changed. He still remembered the canyon, the heat, the sound of that scream cutting through everything. He remembered how close he came to running and how choosing not to run changed more than one life. Sometimes heroism doesn't look clean or planned. Sometimes it looks like a homeless teen kneeling in the dirt, doing the only right thing he knows how to do. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe. Your support helps stories of compassion and second chances reach people who need them most. Before this video ends, we have a special request for you. Please comment below what this story made you feel, or share a moment when kindness changed your life. Because somewhere out there, someone is standing at the edge of a choice, and your words might be the reason they choose to stay, to help, and to believe that even in the harshest deserts, humanity can still bloom.